Namaste, greetings to all, and welcome. Welcome to No Quitting here, baby. Welcome to No Quitting here. We into like the fourth week of this series. Stay with me, hang in there with me. Let's check in. How are the creators doing? Creators good? You building? You destroying? What you doing? You a creator? What you doing? Kings and queens, how are you? How's the crown? We straight? We reigning over things? How we doing? Gods and goddesses, how are we? We powerful? We infinite? We abundance? Let's be what we are. Let's claim this. Claim what you are and live up to that. If you're a creator, you build. You destroy too, but you build. It's a part of creating. You know, if you a king or queen, you reign over. You sit with that crown straight, shoulders back, you do your thing. And if you're a god, if you're a goddess, you powerful, you still, you infinite, you abundance. Be that. Know who you are, claim it, and live up to it. All right, baby. All right. I'm getting off track a little. I'm getting off track. You know, let's stay with the series. Stay with me. We like 4 weeks in. So if you haven't seen the first 3, go back and see those. We don't have the time to go back and recap each one. So it's time to move into the next. We're getting into that money right now. We're going to get into these last 2 weeks. We're going to get into that money of this series. So this series is entitled, it's one of the universal laws. You are rewarded by your work, not for your work. Okay? This week right here, we're going to get into that money, that you are rewarded by your work. So the previous weeks we were talking about that you are not rewarded for your work. You are rewarded. You're not rewarded for your work. So this last 2 weeks, we're going to get into why you are rewarded by your work. Because people ask me, Free, I'm not understanding this. If I'm not getting anything at the end, how am I rewarded by the work? It's an easy concept to hear, but it's a hard concept to understand and live by. So we're going to go slow. It might be 2 weeks. It might be 3, because we might have to go through this a little bit slower, because if we understood this and if we knew this, we would live by it. And if we were living by this, our lives would be changed dramatically. We would not need or want for anything. All would be good in our lives. So how do you be rewarded by your work? Right in the position that you are in right now, you don't need to change anything about what you are doing in life right now. No matter what you're doing, if you're sweeping the roads, if you CEO in the building, if you an NBA ball player, if you a junior high JV player, don't matter what you're doing, what job you are doing right now, you don't need to change any of that. What you need to change and become aware of is your intention. How do you go to this job? How do you approach this sport? How do you approach this business? How do you approach being of service to somebody? How do you approach doing something for your mama, doing something for your daddy, doing something for your kids, doing something for your cousin, doing something for the community? How do you approach this? And not how you get up and approach. You know, you might put on your suit, you might put on your tie, you might put on your makeup looking all good. Not that approach. That stuff is seen through. That stuff is so shallow. How are you approaching it inside? Are you coming enthused, inspired, motivated inside? You ain't got to be jumping and all loud and all this stuff. You ain't got to be that way. But you know if you've come to do work or not. You know inside if you come to give your 100% or your 120 without nobody telling you what to do. That nobody has to dangle this carrot in front of you and say, oh, you're going to get this. If you do this for me, I'll give you this or I'll help you out. You know inside of yourself if you showed up for self or not. And that's what the money is. Did you show up for you? Did you show up to grow internally, outwardly, not to get something from what I did for you. And again, it boils down to, this is the money right here. This is the money right here. Did you show up with a selfish mentality or unselfish mentality? Because if you showed up with a selfish mentality, you need something. You want something from the situation, circumstance, the person, the business, whatever it is. If you showed up unselfish, it's like, yo, what can I bring to this situation, this circumstance, this business, this job, this person? That is the difference of being rewarded by the work. Because when you are unselfish, when you are truly unselfish and you are living and you are doing what you ought to do when you ought to do it, no matter what you're doing, it doesn't matter what you're doing. How are you doing this? With what type of intention are you doing this? Are you doing to get something from it? For yourself? Or are you doing to upraise this whole situation, this whole circumstance, this whole business, this whole person? Are you coming, giving your 120, your 100% to raise the situation? Or are you trying to get something from it? Think about this. Think about this, because this is the money. This is what changes the whole thing, where I'm not looking to get anything for what I'm doing for you, what I'm doing. I'm looking to uplift this situation, to uplift this business, to bring the best that I can bring. And what comes from that comes from that, because I am filled from just giving my 120% to the situation, to the circumstance, to the person, to the business, whatever it may be. All right. Reflect upon this. Think about this, because I know it's simple to hear, but it's difficult to understand, because if we understood it, we will be living by it. And if we were living by it, you wouldn't be watching this video, baby. All right. So until next time, much love, health, peace, prosperity, and blessings to all. And remember, no matter where you at in this moment, in this space and time, you are not your situation. You are not your circumstance. Get up off your knees. Get up on your feet. And remember, it's no quitting here, baby. We ain't quitting. We ain't giving up. All right? All right. Namaste.